My expectations were that we had presented the design challenge to about 125 students. I had expected that we would get roughly 50 or 60 students that would participate, and after 2 to 3 months my expectation was probably be that about 20 to 22 groups would finish. What actually happened was we had over 80 students participate, and we had 27 groups, and all 27 groups were done and ready to go on the day of presentations. So by that measure, they exceeded my expectations just in their performance on the design challenge. What went above and beyond for me was the actual presentations on the day of the contests. I felt that every student went way beyond what we had even expected or laid out as a expectation for their presentations and the work that they did. A perfect example of this is we had asked students to create a multimedia presentation like a PowerPoint or some form of visual. We had 10 groups that taught an online design software to themselves and used it to produce a replica of their Makerspace Design Challenge demo. So that's where it really exceeded my expectations.
What got you interested in the Makerspace Design Challenge when you first heard about it?
Just the opportunity to create something for the student body as a whole with few guidelines.
How did you come up with the design?
We thought of what a good learning environment would look like to the student and teachers at our school.
Yes, we had the amazing opportunity to meet Senator Allman and present our idea to him. We also were interviewed by a local news station, and we've just been positively impacted as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool to see how our student body has reacted and how it has not only helped the students in our school, but also the teachers.
Because of the 3D design that I did for Makerspace, I started getting into architecture, and I now work for my dad's construction business.
My involvement had to do at the level where the teachers helped the students actually start collaborating. So once students broke into teams and figured out they wanted to actually be a part of the Makerspace Design Challenge, we then took time within our enrichment period for students to collaborate and work on plans.
I was involved with the maker movement and having kids use their creativity, collaboration skills. I started a club. Students stayed with me after school for an intramural 1 day a week, and the idea spread and more students got interested in it, and it became a 2-day a week thing where students stayed with me after school for an hour and a half, and they did STEM design challenges, they used their creativity. My classroom became a recycling center, if you want to call it that, where I had teachers saving materials for me, and we had students just using their creativity, exploring new ideas, getting away from technology and using those materials that we already had. We didn't have to spend a lot of money, and that's something with STEM where you don't have to spend a lot of money to be able to do STEM.
Well, I think the guidelines were actually pretty vague, and they were purposely vague to begin with. They wanted to get a group of kids together to work as a team. That was one of the guidelines they wanted to see. The collaboration was important. But as far as the guidelines, they gave kids pretty much freedom to think of anything they wanted to. They even tried to say, don't worry too much about the cost, because there's ways in which we might be able to bring the cost down and looking at those items they may be interested in. So the guidelines themselves, by not having guidelines, really allowed kids to run with their ideas, which turned out to be a great end product.
Do you want to help your child grow as a person?
They could widen their horizon of activities and become more involved with the community.
You could become part of effortless, fun, and exciting Makerspace and Maker Days.
You may have been in the dark before about Makerspace, but now it is time for us to shed some light on the community. I think the point of, or one of the reasons why we have it, is to allow kids to do fun stuff creatively, to work on not just maths or study science, LA, but to be able to come in and generate original, unique projects of their own making. Hopefully, school is a more fun place to be, where kids can come and do things that they can choose to do, not just have to go all these different places and make things. I know it's been super cool for us to send kids down for different projects that we've had, that they can get supplies down there and come up with cool things. Again, creating original things that they might not otherwise have a chance to do without the Makerspace.
I did a world leader project advertising Cleopatra and showing why she's one of the world's best leaders in history for Mrs. Erickson social studies class.
How did the Makerspace?
I had the green screen available so we could really use it to our advantage.
We have used the Makerspace and the whole library to do mystery boxes, the escape room. We just recently got done with that. They had a set of clues that Mrs. Gerlach did, and she put them in a toolbox. And they had to figure out all the clues in order to open the box, and there was a surprise in there. I saw them engaged. They could connect their reading of the mystery to the clues and the problem solving. We also made book in the boxes, and they were all excited because they could use the green screen. There they read a book, and then they did use the green screen where they could tell about the book.
With the school makerspace, everyone's allowed to come and be themselves and get to let their creative mind flow. So it's really encouraging for other kids at home that don't get to do a lot of fun stuff to come here and just have fun.